2015 Mercedes-Benz GLK class is one of the best examples of a luxury automaker effectively transferring most of its high-end quality and features into a smaller package. But this small crossover is a freight train stable at highway speeds, and it rides and handles as well as most luxury sedans. And like most Mercedes-Benzes, the GLK feels like it's built to last for a couple generations. But with such an aging design, is it still competitive? Let's go ahead and find out. And shout out to Mercedes-Benz of Rockland, and if you're looking for a new Mercedes, make sure to contact Robert Clark. So the GLK has a very angular and slightly boxy kind of design, and it doesn't really look like anything else in the Mercedes-Benz lineup. But in other Mercedes-Benz cars and SUVs, you could tell that some of them are kind of resemble each other, but this one really doesn't look like anything else, and I somewhat kind of like that. And you can easily tell it's a Mercedes-Benz by these LED daytime running lights, which they're kind of getting old in that kind of style in my opinion. But overall, the whole package of the exterior styling is pretty elegant, I have to say. And I particularly like these chrome wheels as well. And I think they really match the GLK, in my opinion. Now this one I have here is a GLK 350 with the 3.5 liter V6. Now in 2013, the GLK was heavily updated with new headlight design and a new grille and a new taillight design, as well as a heavily revised interior that definitely needed some revisions, I have to say. It is a palladium silver metallic exterior with smart key access on the front and passenger door, with the MB Tex leatherette interior, power lumbar, and your power driver seat controls, and a power adjustable headrest as well. Now stepping on into the interior, it's kind of a very Spartan looking interior, and it's a little dated. However, build quality and materials are definitely superb, of course. Very nice. Now you do have a 7-speed automatic transmission, down for drive of course, up for reverse, and you do have a rear view camera with guidance lines and push for park, and you do have manual shiftability via the paddle shifters. And let's go ahead and cut on the lights and the hazards too. All windows are fully automatic in the GLK. And let's go ahead and pop the hood, check out the engine bay. Heated exterior mirrors with LED turn signal indicators, and you do have blind spot monitoring as well. Roof rack. Now coming to the front end is where you can really see the angular design of the GLK. But you do have halogen headlights. HIDs are an option. Very bold and aggressive front end. I kind of like it. Now under the hood of the smallest SUV from Mercedes, you would find a 3.5 liter V6 engine, which is very potent, producing 302 horses with 273 pound-feet of torque, earning a decent fuel economy rating of 19 in the city and 25 on the highway. It's a very refined engine, very refined powertrain, and paired with the 7-speed automatic transmission, it makes for a wonderful pair. Now, pricing of the GLK starts at around $37,000 with the 3.5 liter V6. Now, if you want the 4MATIC all-wheel drive system, you're looking at about $40,000. And of course, there's many options and packages to get with the GLK. And then if you want the diesel engine with the all-wheel drive system, you're looking at about $39,000 with the 2.1 liter 4-cylinder diesel engine. Now, competitors of the GLK for the 2015 model year include the Lexus RX, the Audi Q5, as well as the BMW X3. Now, this particular GLK costs $49,635, and like I said, EPA estimates, you're looking at about 19 in the city and 25 on the highway. Now, coming to the rear, you have full LED tail lamps with LED turn signal indicators. And I'm a big fan of the dual exhaust tips and the way they're designed. Rear window wiper with a rear window defroster as well. Your power windows, power mirrors, power door locks, of course, and your memory seat settings for 3 people. Now, of course, your armrest is nice and soft to the touch with nice contrast stitching, and your upper door panel is very high quality too. And let's go ahead and hear what kind of soundtrack that 3.5 liter V6 makes. Very nice. It actually doesn't sound too bad. Now, build quality and materials, of course, are really good in this car. Of course, it's a Mercedes-Benz. However, I am noticing that there isn't anything like stitching on the dash. I mean, you do have stitching on the armrest and stitching right here as well, but there's no stitching right here, no stitching right here, and that's kind of the latest trend nowadays. I think that's where they kind of cost cut a little bit there. But coming to your main head unit here, you have the Mercedes-Benz command system, and it's all controlled by this dial right here. Now, it's a little dated, I have to say, but it works very well. It's very simple, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But I think it could be a little bit bigger, I have to say. It's just a little on the small side, but the rendering is very great. The graphics are good too. And in all honesty, I really like it because it's really good to use on a daily basis, like on your commute to work or on your way home from work. But you do have Mercedes-Benz apps, internet radio as well, Sirius weather. And you do have an AM, FM, XM satellite radio. Different presets. Bluetooth streaming audio. And for 2013, the GLK was updated with tweeter air vents. And I really like the range of adjustment they have, and I'm actually quite a big fan of them. I really like the way they look, and I like them on the new Mercedes CLA as well. Now, you do have automatic climate control too, Heated seats as well. Now, one gripe I do have about this center stack is I wish they would get rid of these buttons on the side here. They just been using this for I don't know how long. They've been using it for quite a while now. But you do have an auto-dimming rearview mirror, SOS Safety Connect, as well as a panoramic sunroof. Now, as far as visibility goes of the GLK, I really like it because there's lots of glass area all around. The A-pillar isn't thick at all, and there's just much glass area. However, the C-pillar back there is a little bit thick, but it's definitely better than the Lincoln MKC. It's better than the Audi Q5 with their sloping roof lines in the back. The GLK remains as a very boxy vehicle, so I think that helps out a lot with visibility. Now let's get to the interior design. Now the interior design is, while it's very elegant and it does have somewhat of a sporting feel, I think it's just a little bit Spartan. But it definitely does have a very high quality feel, which is the most important thing out of a Mercedes. But it's just not my personal taste. Now coming to your steering wheel controls, your TFT display in the center right there is all controlled right here. And then your infotainment and your head unit is all controlled right here, and including your voice recognition, your steering wheel mounted audio controls, your Bluetooth phone controls. Now, I really love the steering wheel design of the GLK. I love the grip of it. I love just how it just looks. It just looks very sporty, even though this isn't really the most sportiest SUV in the world, and it really matches with this right here. I have to say, I really like it. Now, coming to your display in the middle right here, it shows different vehicle information, including your fuel economy data and what direction of travel you're going, and of course what radio station you're on, and your telephone, and different driver assistance settings, including your lane keep assist, your blind spot monitoring, and Distronic Plus, and your tire pressure monitoring system. You have different settings like your ambient lighting, just many different vehicle settings. Now, as far as the instrument cluster goes, I quite like it a lot. I just really like how simple it is. And I think they've been using this kind of gauge cluster for quite a while now, but it works for me. Now you do also have different driver selectable modes. You have a sport mode and an eco mode as well. Now as far as the ride and the handling go in the GLK, now let's get to the handling. The handling is not going to be the sportiest SUV, however, but it's going to go around the corners when you need it to. It's going to handle pretty well when you want it to. It's not going to be the sportiest SUV. It's not like the Infiniti or the BMW X3. Now the ride, however, with that somewhat sporty feel, it provides a smooth and compliant ride, somewhat of a Lexus. And it definitely has best of the both worlds here. And that's what I really think that the GLK, why the GLK sells very well, is because it kind of offers the best of both worlds in the ride and handling department. Now the seats in the GLK, I really like them a lot. They're very supportive, very comfortable too, even though they're leatherette, but leather is an option. And you do have a little storage cubby down here. Cup holders. And your center console, which you will find a USB port and a iPod adapter. Nice soft touch armrest too with nice stitching. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut it down. Let's go ahead and check out the rear seat legroom as well as the trunk capacity. Now, coming back here in the trunk, you do have a 115 volt power outlet back here, and a low storage cubby right there, and the rear seats do fold down to maximize cargo room as well. But you do have a power tailgate. Now coming back here, the rear materials do follow through. Still a very padded armrest with nice stitching, and pretty padded on the upper door panel as well. Now back here you have dual map pockets, rear air vents, a center folding armrest with cup holders, and storage as well. Now the seats themselves back here are very comfortable. I like how they recline slightly in the way they're designed. Now compared to competitors like the Lexus RX, the GLK is going to be slightly down on rear seat leg room compared to the RX. The RX is definitely going to be a lot more roomier than the GLK. However, compared to the QX70, which is terrible in rear seat leg room, I think the GLK has more of the size of a Lincoln MKC or a Audi Q5, or maybe even a BMW X3 as well. Full power passenger seat with power recline. The glove box compartment lined with felt as well. So the GLK, it's neither the roomiest nor the cheapest, but the 2015 GLK is nonetheless a very sophisticated, impressively well-built, small crossover SUV that should satisfy discerning luxury car buyers. So, remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.